Fantastic Four! Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Popcorn Watchlist podcast, where we discuss and celebrate some of our favorites in TV and film. I am your host, Xavier, and continuing on with our 2025 Summer Blockbuster Podcast Fest. I keep changing the name every week. Don't hold me to it. I don't care. But it's sort of like our summer, blockbuster takeaways, what we liked and didn't like. And we are hitting our final movie of July. It's not, first we had Jurassic Park, we had Superman, and now we're capping it off with none other than Fantastic Four. That's going in the intro for sure. But so much hype around this, everything from the casting, the director, which directed WandaVision, continuing on to technically like a new phase in Marvel, trying to help revitalize some of the stuff that's going on with this whole new era of Marvel Cinematic Universe. And we have all been I'd say we're all cautiously excited for it. But to hear what we thought about it, let me bring in my fellow Popcorn Watchlist panelists. You have Anthony, Danny, and Zach once again. Say hello, gentlemen.
Hello.
Howdy doody.
Yeah, it's our own little Fantastic Four of us doing one of these all over again. So, going right into it, I mean, how many times has the Fantastic Four been attempted on film? Like in terms of, I don't know, I guess it's 4 if you count the the first Fox Fantastic Four movies. Then it's the Fan Four Stick, Anthony's favorite movie. Exactly.
And technically the Roger Corman one.
The Roger Corman one that never saw the light of day.
From the 90s.
Yeah.
It was the
that
90s,
was something.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
early
like
90s.
94, I think is what it was.
What? Say that again?
I think it was
94!
I said it was 94.
94. Yeah. But I think we always were getting like a Fantastic Four like in the modern day. I honestly though I forget the Corman one. Anthony, you might know more about it. Like, was it set in like 70s, 80s, or like early 90s time frame, or was it?
I don't know more about it. I know I've seen clips of it, but I've never seen all of it. And they were a long time ago, so I honestly do not know when is the exact setting. But it does look like it's old. To me, it probably looks like it's set maybe in the 70s or 80s. But I don't know.
Yeah, so we never like originally, obviously Fantastic Four were debuted in the 60s. So there was always that kind of like spirit of the, like what the future looked like in the 60s. So these days we call that retro futurism. There's been a couple of shows that come out with that, like even the latest like Star Trek shows on Paramount, like Strange New Worlds, has that like feel. It feels more of like it's a updated version of the classic show, so it's kind of keeping that same aesthetic for the most part. So everybody was super excited to see if this would actually take. So we got a cast that was always like speculated / kind of leaked, and once that cast was out, everybody was excited. I mean, everybody's excited except for possibly for Pedro, because they're like, man, Pedro's in everything now. I don't know if this is gonna work. So you had Pedro Pascal, you have Vanessa Kirby, we have I was gonna say Eddie Munson from Stranger Things, but
That's his name.
That's Eddie Munson from Stranger Things. God,
Yeah.
Joseph Quinn.
Joseph Quinn.
Joseph Quinn is like he's a pretty cool actor. I know, Danny, you saw a Quiet Place day one, right?
Yeah, Zach and I actually saw it together, I
Yeah,
think.
how'd you guys like him in that? No spoilers, but how'd you like him in that?
I mean,
I don't remember. I don't
Damn.
remember.
I set you guys up
damn.
to be like, hey, Joseph Quinn's a good actor because Zach hasn't seen Stranger Things, so I can't give him another point of reference. We
Well,
saw
he
him in
was.
I
Gladiator 2.
Yeah, he was one of the emperors in the new Gladiator with Pedro
yeah,
Pascal.
yeah.
Isn't it nuts?
And he was also in Warfare. If
Yeah,
I don't remember if
Anthony saw, yes.
you
yeah,
all
yeah.
saw
I
He
Warfare.
was one of the main characters.
have to get around to that. And
Oh,
then
that
of
was great.
course, yeah. And then like I was super hyped for Eben Moss Bacharach as Ben Grimm. Like that was to me like after seeing him in a couple of things, like he was I think Micro in the Punisher series. Obviously people were seeing him in The Bear. I was like, oh, it's pretty good. But then like he's pretty good. Now we like bringing a
He was
character
also in
with that.
Girls. I think that's the first time I noticed him prior to him being in Punisher.
Is that also the first time you saw what's his
Adam
name?
Driver.
Yeah,
Adam
there you go.
Adam Driver, who almost was Reed Richards, because there were a lot of rumors when they were looking for the cast that Adam Driver, they kind of wanted Adam Driver, but I think he was asking for too much money.
Driver's like, Galactus asked us too much of a price. That's like that's
Probably.
my that is my my Adam Driver impersonation. Oh man. But then he went and did Megalopolis. Never mind. I'm gonna keep going.
Upgrade.
Upgrade. But yeah, dude. Yeah, the main obviously four, the Fantastic Four, are hella hype. But then it was surprising because we have Julia Garner as Shalabal, and then Ralph Ineson as Galactus. That I was hella hyped for. Like I don't know about the between the four of us. Like I was like the most hyped for him because I love his work. Like he always has a great
He has,
imposing
yeah, he has an awesome
voice.
voice.
Yeah, and it's like you have that as Galactus. Like hell yeah. Like and it was great because for me, like watching a lot of the not all of the teaser stuff, I didn't get a chance to really see what Galactus would look like. So we'll get more in that later. But yeah, dude, the cast is pretty stacked. Matt Shackman is he oversaw WandaVision, so WandaVision is considered top tier in terms of the MCU TV shows. And yeah, I was super hyped for this. And the fact that like with that characterization, like we kind of like go right into this whole thing where like, there isn't a lot of setup. Like it's more just like we get a nice little like 7 minute like sizzle reel in the beginning.
Which was great.
Awesome. It was a great,
That
concise. It
this is what I was
showcased
talking about
everybody.
Superman.
Yeah, like that's how it
This is what
should
they should
have
have done in Superman. Is
done.
what I yeah.
Absolutely.
They didn't do they could have easily done what Superman did and be like 4 years ago they did this, 4 minutes ago, like with the number four, but they didn't.
I mean, yeah, I'll play devil's advocate, but I won't go on back on my soapbox and defend Superman to the death. But that like the way they added to have like Ted Gilbert on his show, like just like, hey guys, you know him, let's talk about what we've done for the last what they were 4 years doing stuff, right? Like they've been the Fantastic Four for 4 years. Is that
Yeah.
I remember that? Yeah,
Yes.
they've been the Fantastic Four, and so yeah, like that was like that was a fun little take because it's like and it helped establish the tone of the movie. Like it's definitely like the like 1960s variety show, but still like highlighting some of the fun stuff. Like it was a good introduction without it being like either too heavy-handed or too hammy, like because they had the potential to make like all of the Ben Grimm and Johnny Storm stuff like really um like kind of like over the top and like too like too highlighting only one facet of their characterization. But like they gave everybody a great introduction, like especially with like establishing Sue Storm as like someone who's like, hey, we're like the most powerful people, but like we're gonna help everybody else do stuff together. Like we're not just gonna hide in a tower and say, hey, we're the best and just whatever. Like we're still gonna try to do things to help uh the world in general just be a better place. And I thought that was really cool. That whole, and then the great thing is like the setup is all there. Like you're seeing everybody doing their different things. Like, oh, like here's how they're helping up around the world. You saw like Johnny fly and like fix a train. Ben was pulling an entire boat. Um, you had Sue kind of pick stuff up, push people away. Reed, they had some of Reed stretching, but also a lot of his science stuff. And that's where we also got the clip of him talking to the kids, talking about interdimensional like travel. Like, hey, this is real, guys, and all those kids are hella bored.
Like, who wants to see
You
an
want to see explosion?
Yeah, hey! Like that was he's like, okay, here's a blow up. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. Yeah, like it was really
I've
cool.
heard some people say that they think that might be a jab at themselves about this era of the MCU with the multiple realities, and like people are checked out and they're like, well, let's just show them explosions and they'll
Yeah,
come and watch.
here's some cool stuff. Oh, okay, cool. Especially how like that wasn't even like barely even mentioned in Thunderbolts until like the post credit scene, which led into this, which is great. Like it's that whole like I know like my mom's generation that grew up in the '60s, so they saw a lot of like the Jetsons. Like they were all about how like, oh, we want the cool jetpacks and we want like that like it's very like sleek line aesthetic of a lot of things. Like even like with the cars, like the Fantastic car was perfect. I freaking loved that thing. Like that was like perfect to the time, like for like the look they were going for. That was so cool. And again, like they started off like, hey, this is Earth 828. That's it. That's all you need. Not an over explanation. Not like so much of like not like again like we're gonna have to spoon feed you. It wasn't a Fellowship of the Ring big info dump exposition. But not saying that's bad. It's
Yeah,
just
but
saying
that
the
part's
movie
awesome.
needed this. It is awesome because this is like the hell is this?
And also,
Still.
you didn't need to see all 30 something MCU movies and catch up on every season of each show.
Yeah, it's just here are these people that are and that's wild. Like they didn't show the cosmic bombardment. They just heard you just had the radio stuff go on, which was interesting. That was an interesting choice. But I like seeing a lot of the footage throughout the movie of like the um before the actual launch, and like especially after that maybe they're sometimes a little hesitant to go back into space because of what happened. So like I like that. There's this underlying thing where maybe Reed thinks like, man, like it's my fault that we're all like this. Johnny's just like, I want to go back. Like get me back. And Ben's always telling him, hey, don't beat yourself up. This what happened, and we're making the best of it. I like that. Like Ben wasn't too like, I hate who I am. He's just like, well, I miss it, but here's what I can do now. And it's like a good kind of like way of accepting. I thought that was cool. And yeah, like Sue, um, I liked Sue Storm a lot in this movie. Like they really gave agency to Sue. Like in the most like more recent comic runs, like Sue has been more of a driving force alongside Reed, and I like that she's always there to check Reed, especially when Reed gets way too in his head. And like they highlighted that really well in this movie. But yeah, like they've been dealing with all these little threats. Um, I think Anthony and I chuckled when they had the whole thing with Mole Man and Subterranea. Like they're gonna steal the Pan Am building.
Yeah, and like half of it just like fell through the ground.
It's just like bloop
That's
mine.
pretty.
I was like,
That's
oh my
crazy.
god. Yeah, like the people in the lobby are like, where the hell are we now?
I was also laughing because of like remembering just like how much The Incredibles is like Fantastic Four. So I was just in my mind, I was like, the Underminer.
Yeah,
yeah,
that was
I
the
was
first thing I
telling
thought of too.
I was
The
telling
Underminer.
like I was watching with my girlfriend and I was like, yeah, like the Incredibles of the Underminer. Yeah, this is the guy that's inspired by that. She's like, oh, he's like, yeah, also a big nerd. Like,
Hmm.
it's 100% just like a dork. We got like the TV show, like mentioning of the Red Ghost with his like army of smart apes and all these other things, and I was like, and that was like that's the cut role of John Malkovich, which would have been pretty funny, but also like added
Which
to
is odd. I mean, they could have like had him for a second just to
they
show him.
showed
I
the
don't know.
apes, right?
They showed the apes, and then they showed his character as a cartoon in the end credit sequence.
Yes. Yeah.
So I mean, I
Um.
understand if they had
Yeah.
like a whole sequence with him that they couldn't use the whole sequence, but if they used like the apes in that sizzle reel, it's like you could have just showed him for like a split second.
True.
I mean, they
Yeah.
had that sequence where Reed was going up like a crane or something, and he like kicked one of the apes off.
Yeah, he did
Yeah, I
a.
think if something happened where like I think what I read is like all the scenes that they had him shot in like just didn't really like fit well, especially if you're just only going to use him in like the opening. Like I'm going to use the opening sequence by the name that Michael Giacchino put in the score, which is like Fantastic Four First Q. Like that whole like intro sequence is like it was. I guess might have been hard to find the rhythm to put it in. I'd do more research on it. Would have been nice, like Anthony said.
Yeah, I mean, I would have, and I get it. Like if you feel like it doesn't go with the film, the rest of the film, it's like cool, but you still use like a second or two with the monkeys. You could have had him next to the monkey, like pointing the monkey to like go attack Reed, and then that's it. Be like, hey, we took out his scene, but at least we could have like we kept him in just to show that he's in it. I mean, I'm pretty sure like he got paid anyway. So
Yeah, he got paid. Yeah, and like it'd be hard to be like, hey, can you come back for reshoots? But whatever. Like that's probably hard. Um, what I was gonna say too is the we have to talk about the fifth member of the Fantastic Four, my dog, everyone's favorite member. That's right. I'm talking about Herbie.
oh, that there's a crypto in this movie.
No, that's my boy Herbie, not my literal dog. That's my robotic dog. My robotic, assistant to the entire family. Like he's too cool. Yeah, like I was wondering, I'm like, how is Herbie gonna fit into all this? And Herbie fit really well. Like
He
it
did
was just,
everything, man.
yeah, he did a lot of little things. Like when they're flying through the rocket to try to like warp to get to where Galactus was, it's like he's doing a lot of the I think some of the programming. They switch him from like domestic work to like in-house like in tower work. So like, hey, this is like all your space routines, and it was like a big old cassette. I thought that was really cool, like keeping to the aesthetic. Yeah, I was like, man, like it's so freaking cool. That dude, they knew what he was doing. Like, and like most of him was practical. So I thought that I love that too.
Yeah, it looked really cool.
Yeah, and like I've seen like other like like promotional material, and there's like an actual Herbie moving around. Like they've
Yeah,
made
like
it
that's what
work.
they used. I think there was only like certain times, like certain probably movements that he would do. That's where they would use the CG. But I think they made an actual robot and they used that for the majority of the movie.
Good. I love when they do that. Freaking love that. Yeah, like it's no secret that my favorite, like probably my favorite character in the entire movie is Herbie.
Nice.
So I like it's just like this
Yeah, he
is so
was.
freaking cool.
Yeah, I liked him. I'm glad it wasn't like here's like another a cute thing
Yeah, or he wasn't like a
just to
Jar
be
Jar
cute. Like
Binks.
he was cute,
Yeah,
but it was like oh okay, but he was like integral. He was like he was part of the family. He did a lot of stuff for them. He helped make
yeah.
cribs.
He helped make cribs, even though the idea is for Reed to make the crib. Uh, he
But
helped with the
technically,
distraction.
he did it.
Anybody can make the crib.
Yeah, but he's supposed to like the idea is that they're having a kid, which I like. The reveal is really cool too. Like that they were in their room making that happen, like or like finding the results. I thought was really cool. Of like, whoa, like establishing like, hey, we tried for a while. We're scared because of our powers, but we're still gonna make it work. Um, yeah, like that I remember her making a point of that. Just like, dude, the idea is for you to make it, like help make it. Like it's your child. Like it's not just it's not just a Herbie thing. Like, hey Herbie, do a task while I put my brain into everything else because I'm worried. Yeah, I get it. Like, again, a lot of times, most of the times, Reed isn't necessarily wrong. I can't really fault Reed for doing a lot of what he's doing. Like because a lot of it, he's a thinker as a fellow overthinker, like I totally get that. Man, like I get what's going on there. But like and then to like verbalize some of the stuff, it's like, whoa. So, I like that they had those moments too. But I kind of talk a lot, but let's go let's do the rundown. Like what are let's go through what some of your favorite moments were.
Ooh, for me, I'm gonna go
Yeah.
first. I really liked how they sort of not, I wouldn't say copied, even though I would say mimicry is the most sincere form of form of flattery. Geez, I fumbled that. Um, when a lot of the shots, them traveling through space, looked like they came out
Yeah.
of Interstellar. I think I even leaned over to Anthony. I was like, so when did Interstellar get a sequel here? Because
Because of
all
the
the
black hole.
wormhole.
Mhm.
Because what?
The wormhole and the black hole.
Yeah, both were basically
The
very
neutron
very
star, yeah,
similar
like
to
Both
yeah, like
holes.
what
it,
they do with that.
And then at one point they even start talking about like time and like how much time are we gonna lose? And I'm
we're
like,
losing a month. I was like,
oh
okay,
my
lucky
god.
them. It's just a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, not 23
Luckily
years.
they didn't go to Miller's
They have,
planet.
they have to listen to the clicks of the score.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
26 years later.
I really did like those moments a lot. But especially when they go to see Galactus and I mean he's massive. He's what I think everyone hoped that he would look like. Because
yeah, he's in
he
his
is
massive ship.
technically what happened?
Yeah, he's in his massive ship too. They're flying through it, and we're like, whoa, this is
Oh yeah,
huge
he's like
for someone
a
as huge as
pretty
Galactus.
big
Yeah,
dude, but also like in a planet-sized sort of ship, which is insane.
Yeah, it
Or at least
gave
I
me a
think it
lot
was
of
planet-sized.
Unicron vibes from Transformers.
yeah, but like also the sense of scale was massive but believable. It's not like oh my god, this is like ridiculous. This was like oh no, this is really huge. Like I loved
As-
that. Like
They
he's
first
in
show
his
him, and
chair. Like
you just see the eyes first, and then they're like you see how high up they are, and then you just see how big his face is. So you're like, okay,
and then his shoulder. You're like whoa, he's
they're huge. This guy's
massive.
huge.
Yeah, like this guy is insane. And yeah,
I
it was
like
very
the effect
menacing.
that they did with his eyes. That you mentioned
That
his eyes.
Yeah, like you get that in that's from the comics too, like the OG like Jack Kirby kind of stuff. Like just like the kind of like freaky like glowy purple eyes was really good. Like that was definitely like okay, like I got the power cosmic and I could do some wild stuff. It's so cool. Like even and then like with the Silver Surfer get bringing like them over. Like I thought he's like, oh, Galactus will see you, and there she's like just phases in the ship. I was like, yeah, this is typical Silver Surfer power cosmic BS. Like this is great. Like I love it. And so yeah, like just her as his herald, like kind of going around, like him flying through this massive ship is like okay, yeah, like this is adding more to the scale. Really, really good.
Yeah, I mean, I think we might all be in agreement that that whole sequence is the best sequence of the movie.
Yeah, like them getting to the planet blowing up, getting pulled in,
And then
interacting with
escaping.
Galactus and Galactus escaping. Yeah,
Yeah,
that dude
it's
was
like a
basically
20
said
minute.
have a
It's like a 20
yeah,
minute sequence.
yeah, and like it was nuts. It's like he saw Sue and obviously she's pregnant. He's like, yeah, give us the boy. Like I was like, I looked at Anthony as like lost vibes.
We're
It's like
gonna
give me
need
the
the
boy,
boy.
and then like
Well, that whole sequence too, when she's like on the table and she tries to like um make the ship invisible while like going through everything, and
yeah,
then
going through
the
labor, dude,
Silver
like induced
Surfer
like cosmically induced labor. By the way,
and the
I
Silver
He's
I
like, I
never
Surfer
need
is
you to
really
do it.
literally just
I need
going
you to do it for 30
waiting.
seconds after your next contraction.
dude, that
Yeah.
was nuts. Like hold yeah, next attraction, hold this. Like really? But she's like, okay, like I think I can do this, and that's awesome. Like she can make the ship be invisible. Um, it's like it's pretty cool, and often she can like create the force fields to push things around. I
Yeah.
was waiting for like some other wild BS of like opening an air pocket in someone's throat or something nuts. But thankfully not. The movie
And
didn't
then
need that. 'Cause-
she also had that crazy, or not crazy, but she had like that serious line there to Johnny. She was like, "Kill her."
oh
Like
yeah, it's just like
protect the kid, like go kill her.
yeah, like you need to like fight her. Yeah, so like that's why he goes on the guns. Like I think they were trying to warp away, and yeah, like he's trying to shoot her, and he's just like I can't. Like she keeps coming back, which is really cool
And
too.
that
That
part looked
like
really cool too, like like literally surfing through space.
yeah, surfing through like their
Well, through the
folded
lava too.
space and
The lava
lava.
too. Yeah.
The one thing I found funny was that like Johnny being able to flame on, but none of his clothes get messed up.
Well, I'm pretty sure his spacesuit is purposely doesn't get messed up.
Correct.
Like
He
that,
just burns through
Reed
oxygen.
makes this. Yeah, Reed makes his suit specifically for that. Just like his suit is modified for his stretching.
Yeah.
But
I also
and
He
yeah.
also said that the suit, like if he
right, because he's in space, that he
does
had
flame
like
on, like
a time
limited
frame.
supply of oxygen or something.
Mhm.
Yeah. So like a lot of even with like a lot of this like suit like it's like 65 science like it's still like hey we're gonna base some stuff in like realistic science. It was great. It added more credibility to the movie. Obviously it adds credibility to Reed because as Reed being the smartest man on the planet he gotta do what he's gotta do.
The
Yeah.
one I didn't get was the Thing suit, because he has the suit on and then he has a helmet on, but the helmet and suit don't connect like everybody else's does. So I'm not really sure how that suit even helps him.
I didn't pay attention to that.
I saw that. I was like, wait a minute,
Yeah.
how does this work? But other than that, everybody else's suit, was a normal space suit, just for for their powers. I liked a touch that I noticed the second time I watched it during the sizzle reel when they were showing them through their first 4 years and saving people with their powers. There's a scene where Human Torch comes and saves a girl from getting squished by something.
Oh yeah.
He's flying, so he's using his power, but you could see that he's only flamed on his back. So like his arms weren't flamed on so that he wouldn't burn the girl. So
That
like
was
he was
cool.
still
Yeah.
using yeah, so he was still using his powers to fly, but like he controlled it so that the front of him wasn't on fire. I was like, "Oh, okay, that's nice." And that's a way of showing like he can still use his powers and still like adjust it to not, I guess hurt people when he's saving them.
Yeah, it's more
And
mastery
also
and it's
his clothes don't go on fire either, so
yeah. Also, like it shows that Johnny is yeah, like he's like the heartthrob, but he's also like smart. Like there's other things that he does. Like his whole I love his whole side plot of like one, like finding like trying to like get more of a discovery with Shalabal, but like, hey, I'm gonna do this by trying to learn like the languages of all those different planets sending out those signals. Like he's like, I have an idea. That's like that's cool, but like you think, oh, it's gonna be dumb, but he's actually doing research. He's trying to put stuff together. So it shows that like he's not just like a doofy like himbo. Like he actually has a brain.
Yeah,
Like
like
he
that was
has a
pretty
drive.
smart to figure that out.
Yeah, like they're all smart in their own ways, which I liked. Like I thought that was really, really great to highlight that they all have their strengths. But
yeah, and
also,
I
hey, like he
I think it
still
just so
has the
happens
hots.
that out of the four of them, like even though they're all smart, Johnny's probably like the least smart, even though he's smarter than most people, like most regular people. But the thing is, like Reed is just that much smarter than everyone else that Johnny's intelligence is kind of like not that much, like
Yeah, like
compared to
Reed
Reed's.
helped progress technology on the entire planet, like just because
Yeah,
of his invention. So it's like that makes sense. Like Sue's good at diplomacy. Ben is doing a lot of like the groundwork stuff, and um, I loved his scene with the kids. Oh man, that was really cool. Where he's like, "You want me to pick up this car? Oh no, this one. Okay, oh it's coming." No, and like he held the car. Like he's like, "Oh, I can't pick it up. No, I can't." And then psych, I can pick it up. Like that was cool. That was really freaking cool.
but yeah.
The
Going
only
Um,
back
thing
to
I'm
the,
disappointed. Oh,
no, go Danny, go.
I was gonna say the only thing I'm disappointed in with Johnny is he didn't say flame on.
But we did get a
He
clobber
did.
in time.
He did say flame on when he took his toy out of the Lucky Charms and was like bugging.
Oh, flame on, flame on, flame on.
He was bugging. What's his face? He was bugging Ben, and then Ben just takes it and squeezes it, and turns it
Oh.
into
Does that
sand.
count though? If the actor's little kid says it?
But
They
he did say
recorded
it.
him.
He did
Yeah,
say it.
'cause judging by all the marketing and branding that the Fantastic Four have, I'm pretty sure they're just like, "Hey, record this, please." And then it's like, just like the goofy cartoon. But then again, at the post credit scene with the cartoon, that wasn't any of their voices, right? Like when they said, I don't think they said stuff, right?
No, no, it was like it was as if we were watching an old Fantastic Four show, like
Which I
cartoon
loved.
from back in
Yeah,
that day with just random voice actors.
yeah. Like I wanted the entire I wanted an entire episode of that. I was just like, I love like again, it's like semi janky animation, even though we have like crazy like future tech, like retro future tech, but it was so much fun. That was really cool. But what else? Yeah, I like the stuff with the kids. Danny, what else did you like? Or Danny or Anthony?
Um, well, I was gonna say the whole space sequence, but I think that's everyone's favorite or like best moment. And then
Yeah,
I
same.
guess
Well, I like that part when they finally kind of like they not mess with her, but they outsmart the Silver Surfer by cloaking the ship as they're getting sucked in
yeah,
by the black hole, and then by the time she realizes it and tries to get out of it, and then she gets sucked into it. I really like that effect of like her being like stretched through
Spaghettification.
time, yeah, and then getting sucked into it.
Yeah, and they're like, they might well buy us a month so that they can, get back before she gets out of there. Yeah.
Mhm.
That was dope. Yeah, like I loved what I liked about that whole sequence is it felt very like it felt very typical of a Fantastic Four adventure where they're like going off into like they're adventurers and explorers like so like they're going off into space to do all this stuff and Reed figured out travel faster than light travel apparently and but they still launched through like a classic 60s rocket style which I thought was cool because it gives gravitas to them but yeah like those little details I really liked it gave me a sense of like this is like your typical Fantastic Four adventure that and the fact that
Yeah,
Sue Storm like that whole thing ends with Sue giving birth to Franklin
yeah,
that's a whole
and
thing wild
I really like the juxtaposition from when they started. Their normal selves, kind of cocky, like, oh, let's go visit this Galactus guy and see what's up. Like, we're the
what a name
Fantastic Four,
Galactus especially with
and
like
then and
Silver
then
Surfer coming out that
yeah,
whole
and then
intro
they
sequence.
see just the eyes, and they're like, what is going on here? And then like once they leave and are trying to escape, the whole the tone of the scene completely changes. They're running away like really scared. They're like, we got to get out of here, and all so many things are happening. The Silver Surfer's chasing them. She's in labor. Sue's in labor, and they're trying to figure out how to reach the FTL drive
everything's
to get
falling
out of
apart.
there. Yeah, everything, and then Herbie's trying to help. So it was like a good mix of tension and like everything happening all at once, and it was just really cool because everyone was doing their thing. Everyone was using their powers and doing something, and the music was awesome in that scene too. So it was just like a very well put together action sequence, and it was really tense and very
And
cool.
then the tone too when they land back and everyone's like, "Oh, you guys made it. How was it defeating Galactus?" And then they're all just like shocked. They're
Yeah,
just
they're
We
shook. They're
didn't.
just like,
yeah.
it's like we did not defeat him. He's serious. He's the real deal. Like this man calls himself Galactus for a reason. Like that was, I love that. And he even said it. He's like, I don't. It's like, are we safe? And he's like, I don't know. Like I like that vulnerability. Like he's not just gonna like BS them. Like hey, like we respect the world enough to say hey, like we really don't know. This is serious. Like we have to plan some stuff. Because and then like the world finds out, yeah, like the price is your son. Like, what about everybody else's son? And, that was cool because obviously it's showing like the world panicking. what's the Fantastic Four can't can help us but won't, or maybe they can't. Yeah, that led to again like low key. I think Vanessa Kirby did a lot of heavy lifting in the movie in terms of not just the final action sequence, but also like from the acting standpoint. Like she did a really good job.
Yeah, like even with her speech, I guess like afterwards at night in front of the building, kind of talking about family.
Yeah, she did a better family speech than freaking Vin Diesel and Dominic Toretto. And also, I think wasn't Franklin? Did she have Franklin in her hands?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, she had Frank. She brought Franklin. I was like, look, like, imagine if this were your kid. Like, it's more like we got to do this together. Like, I'm not gonna sacrifice my son for the world, but I won't sacrifice the world for my son. I love that. Like, it's one of those like, oh, we're gonna invert the line, but it makes total sense. Like, look, we're all in it together. Like, it's a world initiative. We got to work together.
It's a High School Musical.
Yes.
The she's pretty much saying like, yeah, of course, I'm not gonna sacrifice him, but we're also still gonna attempt to save this planet. We're not just like abandoning you, like abandoning everybody. Even though it seemed like everybody thought like, oh, you guys are just gonna sit there, which I don't know why they would think that when for 4 years they've like all they've done is like save them.
Yeah, and also it's like, but like it's an initial like not a breach of trust, but like it's doubt because man, if they can't stop this and they're like the world's protectors, what are we gonna do?
Hmm.
And it's great to see like Reed going through all of this like extra tension and just like the pressure of just like man, I have the whole world like to save on top of on my shoulders. Um, yeah, Pedro did a really good job of also being able to portray that and those different sides of Reed, like confident, the very brainy Reed, but then also the emotionally like to the point where like the very almost the way I cope with this is being so rational. I think of every possibility, even like the terrible ones, which was pretty nuts. Where like I love how like Sue just after that like there's like he entertains the thought even though he's like I'm not gonna do it but I have to think about it. She just like turns invisible and walks out. I was like okay that's cool, like that's how that works. Uh,
The
go
this
ahead.
the first scene with the Silver Surfer I thought was really cool. Well, I mean, when they first announced that they weren't gonna do the normal or the more traditional
Lauren
Silver
Vol, I
Surfer,
think. Yeah,
uh, no, Norrin Red.
Norrin Rad. Sorry, yes,
Yeah, yeah.
Norrin Rad.
I was
Cool
just
name.
like, okay, why are they doing this? And it's just like they should know off the bat that it's probably gonna make a lot of people mad. But I'm
And it did.
glad. Yeah, of course it did. I mean, the thing is, like, even like, yes, there's gonna be people that make it political for some reason. I don't know why, but there's plenty of people that love the character of Silver Surfer. And so if you look at it through their perspective and they're like, yeah, they're doing a Fantastic Four movie, and they probably are expecting their favorite character in the movie, and they're like, oh, but it's not the one you like, then I could understand why they would be disappointed. So, but I'm glad that in this version of the movie, I think they did a good job with it. So they could have easily messed it up and not made it good, but the few scenes, because she's not even in it for that much of the movie, but the few scenes that she's in, I think they did a really good job of making her creepy and menacing,
And
especially that
cold,
first scene of,
also distant. That's what like it made such a big point
yeah.
for Johnny to connect. You're like, damn, okay, they got to her.
I
Like,
know in the first
it,
trailer or the first time, I don't think it was the first trailer, but the first trailer that they showed her in, at least to me, the CGI looked kind of off. I was like, oof, I hope it looks better in the action movie, and it does. Because I think either it was unfinished or they had a different style. But I remember in the trailer, she looked way more crystallized. Like she looked like she was made out of crystals.
it
But in
looked
the actual
yeah,
movie,
it looked like craggier, if that makes any
yeah,
sense. Like not exactly like Rocky like Ben, but it was it was like similar to like it was a little more rougher. This one seems
yeah,
super smooth,
yeah,
like
she
what
was
I've seen in
smoothed
the
out
old
and
school
more.
comics. Like yeah,
I just think they did a good job, and good on them for not, they made the choice to go with this version, and good on them for, not screwing it up, and at least still making it cool for people that might have been disappointed.
Yeah. What am okay? Some of my I would say is some of my favorite scenes were the banter between Johnny and Ben. I think I would
Say
have
it.
wished there was just a little bit more. He's like, "Come on, say it." He's like, "I'm not gonna say it," but which is wild because that whole thing, like again, Johnny's like, "Damn, I gotta look out for him," because when Ben tried to like use a whole, but like first when fighting Galactus, he's knocking down the building so that he can't grab anything. I thought that was really smart. And then he goes and tries to grab the tanker to throw at Galactus, but Galactus is like, "Nah, son, get out of here," and just flings
He
him. I was
gets
like, "Oh,
chucked.
okay." No, but like I was like, "Okay," he chucked him across the city. No, he kept going. That
He
man
went to
kept
space.
going. So he literally went to space, and Johnny's like, "I gotta go save you, my dude." That was
Yeah,
great.
he sent them straight into orbit.
Yeah. Galactus knocked the dude into orbit. Like again, and like him actually landing in New York was pretty cool. Like I thought it was gonna be hokey, and I'm glad I was wrong. I was like, man, this guy's showing up. He is absolutely a menace. Like he's rolling up here. I'm going to get the boy. They try to do the whole 1-2 switcheroo of the baby, which I thought was pretty fun. And even then, he's like clever little bugs. It's that was yeah, very Galactus like. And
I didn't
again,
like that
Herbie
part that
did his
much.
best. You know, like the whole we gotta trick the guy to get inside a portal and
Yeah,
teleport
because
him.
just like all four of you are like really smart, and like that's the plan. Like I know like that was the bad plan that they didn't want to do to begin with, but then when everything failed, it was like, oh, okay, well let's go back to this plan that we thought of before, and then use our kid as bait. But it's like a literal bait and switch. It's like you don't think that he's gonna notice? I don't know. This
I
man
mean,
scanned. So Galactus scanned them while they were in their ship when they were stuck in
tractor
like the
beam.
homing, yeah, the tractor beam, and then he saw then in the tractor beam that Franklin was in her belly. Like you don't think that he would have noticed that he wasn't in that little baby, what do you call it? Not baby seat, but
Yeah,
the
yeah, little baby pod.
baby pod that they even Reed was like, oh, I think he said like, oh, it's like, I think he said it was like flame retardant, it's anti-gravity. Like he beefed up that whole carriage or that whole seat. He's like he's safe in here. But yeah, I don't know. It just seemed kind of silly. It's like our plan is to get him over here and then just like swap it out, and then that's it. I was like,
Well,
okay.
it's not really yeah, like swap it out, get him come, and then like push him in. Though the thing that's the like I guess like it forced their hand because the whole plan was really cool. How they from the beginning of the movie were talking about, hey, like I think I got teleportation like handled down. They kept breaking the power grid. So like they were doing the hey, we got to store power everybody at night. Like let's turn off our electricity, and that was great. Like seeing the whole world come together, except for one country. Sorry, the whole world, most, if not almost all of the world coming together, which always well,
Yeah,
that was a fun red herring. That was a fun little red herring.
it was a nice sight to
Hey,
see.
yeah, the little future foundation, and then they're like, hey, where's the delegate from Latveria? And just nothing. So that was cool. Um, and yeah, that's how they got the thing. But then, back to my point is like, the Silver Surfer came back and said, "Nah, f all of this," and just broke all of the all of the different devices that they built around the world. Could have worked. Like I was like, oh, like I think Danny in the past, or Danny or Zach, someone was like, oh, like what is? I think the plan is they're just gonna maybe like phase into another reality so that they can escape Galactus. That might work. But Silver Surfer said no to that.
Silver Server
Well, it,
destroyed that
it
in like 2 seconds.
well no. So I know. I think some people have complained like, oh, so he was just gonna teleport up Earth to some random place in space. Like, wouldn't it need to be like in a proper solar system? Which is true.
I think he
And
figured it out though, if I
no, yeah,
remember
like
paying
I
attention.
saw in some of the screens when he was like, "Yeah, we have to go over here," and then it showed like the Earth being moved. and it showed like that there was a sun and a moon and a moon in this other solar system that they could orbit around. So
Correct. Yeah.
he did think about that. He wasn't just gonna place the Earth in some random
Yeah.
area of space, but it's still a little weird. It's like it's a lot of like resources and
Yeah.
time to
It's
do this, and you
huh?
really only needed to build one because you ended up only needing one to teleport Galactus somewhere else.
Well, yeah, that's to get him out somewhere else because the thing is, they had to get him away from his ship. So if he wasn't, if as long as he was away from his ship, then he'll never be able to travel wherever he needs to go. So that was like the whole caveat to everything. It's like, hey,
Mhm.
we need to lure him out of his like contraption. So
When did he like? I mean, I guess they didn't show it. Maybe it was a deleted scene or something. But when did they tell Galactus like, "Hey, we're surrendering. Take the baby"? Because they didn't show that in the movie.
I don't
It was
remember
just
that
like
either.
they
Yeah.
didn't. It was just like the surfer left, and then it was just like, all right, this is gonna be our plan. And then the next scene is like them setting up the teleporter and like the triangle in the middle of the city, and they're like, all right, here's Franklin.
And I
So
liked
yeah,
okay, so I liked also the hey, we have to call in a favor to evacuate the city because this obviously they knew how big Galactus is, so this is gonna be a citywide fight. So they had to call in your old boy Harvey Elder. Paul Walter Hauser, great stuff. Like I love like that was a great like back and forth between him and Reed. Like I want him to say it. No, just give me it was so good. Oh man, like and again for being like kind of a jokey villain, like it was really fun to just like his whole thing of just like but now you need us in Subterranea, huh? Like that was cool. Like that that was a really fun dynamic.
For me with Galactus, I feel like I really liked Galactus in the first kind of sequence where we meet him and like that whole like escape. But then the Galactus we get when he gets to Earth, I feel like was kind of wasted. I don't know if wasted is the word, but I just feel
they
like he
kind of like
wasn't
nerf
as
him. Like they
menacing.
dumb him.
Yeah.
Yeah, they dumbed
He
him
was
down to just
small.
being like Godzilla and
And
like walking around the
and
city.
all he did was walk and just stretch
A stretchy
Reed.
man.
Yeah.
And then
But other
trying to
than
like
that,
push, yeah.
I don't think he actually like attacked or did anything,
I was actually
which
surprised Reed was like getting hurt. I'm like, you
yeah.
should be able to stretch that far.
But maybe I don't know how that if he really went that
Maybe I
far.
guess if someone
That's
is
the
doing
limit.
it to you.
He's got to get better with his powers, man. He
Maybe
should be able to
his
stretch
powers is
very
mine. Kidding. Yeah.
Well,
far.
quick question. He is technically a celestial, right? In a
Yes.
way.
Not,
So
not technically. I think he is a celestial.
I thought he didn't really fall in the same like sort of
No, he doesn't. Like it's like
the
he's
like the Celestials we get in the Eternals, of course. Like I don't think he falls into the same sort of like tier. I don't know as them. I don't know what the right word would be.
It
But
says well, I'm just googling it, but it says Galactus is not a celestial.
no,
okay,
Oh,
he
so he's
isn't.
not okay.
nice.
He's like one of the first beings in the entire universe. Because like
He's
if you're gonna
just
go
very
off
old.
Like a
He's very
because
celestial, but not a
Just
celestial.
yeah,
yeah.
because from the
just a cosmic
more
just a
he's older
cosmic
than
entity.
Celestials. Yeah, like he's basically like if you go off the comics, I pull it up here, like basically he's like technically a holdover from a previous universe. And like that coming with it's a lot of cosmic Jack Kirby wild stuff, which again, I like that they kept a lot of the aesthetic for Galactus. Like I thought it was gonna be like we're just gonna not have the colors, but they kept the purple, they kept like the kind of grays and like the just the whole attire like seems to make sense. But yeah, that's he's super old, basically. He's extremely old. That's why he's just like, oh, like I'm just a like it's like I have to like consume through the universe, but like he helps bring have the whole cycle of creation and destruction. So At least the Celestials do that sort of, but Galactus does it more for himself because he's like, I need to live. But then by doing that, it kind of brings that over. He's wild. Like he's as old as like the Living Tribunal. Like he's up there with like Eternity, Infinity, and all those things.
What
Like
about Ego?
older than Ego. Like Ego comes after, like under those people. Like
And
Ego is not.
Ego's a celestial.
Yes, Ego is a celestial, but became a planet.
But now the reason why I bring up this topic is because like of course like I thought towards the end there when he arrives to Earth I thought he'd be bigger. I mean like
Oh, you thought he was
Me
gonna be
too.
bigger than what he was? Yeah, I thought
yeah
he'd be
I thought he
slightly
would be
bigger.
like
'Cause, I mean,
celestial size.
He also felt a little bigger, even in his huge ship. He felt like he was huge.
Yeah, he looked
Yeah,
massive
that's
there,
why I was like,
but in New
he's
York,
shorter than
that
I
was
expected.
And in this movie, I don't think they showed it, but I have seen versions of Galactus where he can adjust his size. So
Yeah,
maybe
that
they
has happened.
intended to do that in this movie, and like when he went to Earth, he kind of made himself a little bit smaller, but they just didn't show that. So or we're all just looking at it wrong, and how he was on Earth was the same size of him in his ship. But to me, it just seemed like he was a little bit bigger in his ship.
That's true. Yeah, because you had the scale of the rocket, and then from the scale of the rocket, it goes into that. Like from the scale of the rocket to Galactus being that huge, and then like him in the city with other big buildings. Like, okay, like really that big, or is it he like
Yeah, like
obviously
if
shrink himself?
for their rocket to be caught in a tractor beam, like their rocket looked tiny to get sucked into this ship, and then like when they go down the rocket into when they're inside his ship and then walking toward him, he's just like in this massive area. Like it's probably like a tiny area in this massive ship. So like yeah, I just felt like the scale of that scene made him seem like he was even bigger than him just being a little bit taller than the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah, that's. I mean, like he looked at it, but I don't think he was a little bit taller because he was kind of still far away from it. Like, did he touch it? I don't remember that. Like, he
No,
didn't
no,
like go
because
up and be like, "Good job, Statue of
no,
Liberty."
no,
Like,
I think he was taller than it, but he was also like in the water, kind of like you know how when they show
yes,
Godzilla in water,
yes,
what that doesn't make sense, like Godzilla standing in water.
yeah. At the beginning,
So,
yeah.
but it might have been something like that where uh, half of his body, his huge body, was just like in the water when he landed, and he was still taller than the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah, gotcha.
But anyways, I mean, but
He's
he
still
looked
cool.
awesome regardless. Yeah,
He's still
it just.
freaking cool looking.
But I agree with Danny where it seemed like that's why I was saying like the at least like the end sequence to me was like not as um tense or not as like crazy as the earlier sequence because he kind of was just walking around and he did chuck Ben to space but like with zero effort, so it's like I kind of wanted to see more zero effort things that was like destroying the city because earlier they showed that he can like do some form of mind control or telekinesis because he was controlling the Silver Surfer earlier, and also he was shoving Sue back with his own power, but it was just like telekinesis power. He wasn't like doing it manually with his hand. So yeah, uh I just wish they kind of showed more of that. Like he could easily just like swing his arm and like smack them like they're little bugs, like he said. Like he just called them bugs. Like
Never bugs.
they should be nothing to him. And the fact that they were kind of doing something to him was just like, oh really? Okay.
Mhm. Yeah, like okay, I get that. Yep. But let's see. Yeah, Zach.
Like
Anything else? Or sorry, Anthony. Go
Uh,
ahead. Finish that thought.
no 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 no
oh,
no.
no, go.
I'll probably say it later.
Okay. Because I want to leave the part that like once we wrap up favorite moments, I kind of want to leave this next part to Anthony because that's a preview. Go ahead, Zach.
What so what in terms of like things like what could have been different or are we still on
No,
favorite moments?
just favorite stuff.
Okay. Oh, favorite stuff. Oh, okay, no, because what I was gonna say was like something that I wish could have been different, but no. Okay, so
Okay,
I don't
you
have
can do
anything
that.
else.
You can do that. Go for it, and then we'll move on.
So what I was gonna say was we didn't get a lot of Reed using his powers.
Not as much
Like,
stretchiness.
yeah, not as much as like Johnny flaming on and Sue uh like turning invisible.
And
Or
thing or
using her
thing
powers for
thinging
like other stuff. But what was that?
the thing thinging.
Well, yeah, I mean the thing was thinking the whole time. Uh,
Them
but
things hanging. What? Yeah, go ahead.
but Reed didn't like we get like snippets at the beginning like where they're doing that whole thing montage, um, kind of like giving us a recap, and then he does it a couple times in his lab in the building in the Baxter building. Which, by the way, like if he's stretching, why would his suit stretch with him unless the suit is also made out of the same material as his like suit or
It's
like well, I mean
yeah, it's
like
modified.
his
It's
dress
the
suit.
same. It's the same reason why Elastigirl's suit stretches with her in Incredibles. Like the Edna in the Incredibles made their suits all like for their powers to
No,
work
no,
with
no,
their
no, no, no,
powers.
no, no, no. I like when I say why his suit stretched, I'm saying his like suit and tie. Why that stretched? Which I mean, again, those are like minor details,
Did
He
they?
but
made that because he made it.
yes,
Smartest man
yeah.
on the
There's a
planet.
part where he's in the Baxter building and he stretches his arm across to grab the egg that he teleported, and his button-up suit stretches with him, which is why I'm thinking like either the suit is made out of the same material as his costume, or that was just a detail with the VFX department that they were like that they didn't think about like to make it more realistic. Like his arm would just stretch out of the suit, but then his
Yeah.
suit would just stay
I
normal
think you're
length.
thinking
But
too hard about it. I think you're
Yeah,
thinking
that's
too
one
hard
of
about it.
those like you
no,
gotta
that's what I'm saying. Like it's a
stretch
very
your
very minor thing.
imagination.
Stretch your imagination to see that
And
Reed Richards
but
could
yeah,
make that.
it's
Yeah.
because of how smart he is and how smart they've said that he is. You could probably assume that all his clothes are like that, not just the one that says 4 on it.
No, of course.
The
But
font.
I'm
And
just pointing that out
oh,
during that scene as like he uses powers there, and then we see him use his powers like I think once during the initial Galactus fight, and then a couple times in the ship, but just for like to reach for something.
yeah, he also
But
was
then we see him at
reaching
the end use his powers
with
a
his
lot
spacesuit,
more.
like in his spacesuit as well. Like he was using his powers in the rocket ship. So
Yeah.
like I think it's like assumed that maybe even all of their clothes in general, because there's a scene where Human Torch has like a regular shirt on and he flames on and it's not burnt. So I
He
just think
he had
all
a
of their
whole
clothes.
outfit when he chased Silver Surfer, like, and he was like completely like
Yeah,
flame on flight to go get her, and then like obviously he kicks her off the board and he's still in his main clothes. I
yeah.
guess
So I
his
it's very possible that Reed is just like, yeah, all your clothes, I need to make them because we
or
all
have
have.
Herbie make them. I'm kidding.
Yeah, yeah. And of course, the thing, all his clothes need to be like super huge to be able to hold all the rocks.
Correct, yeah. All
But
of
yeah,
his rockiness. I'll tell you the only thing I
so
kind of didn't like.
I'll give him that. I'll
But
give him that
yeah,
one that like it's possible that all his clothes are made to stretch.
I guess I'm not saying I didn't like, but the only thing I probably wouldn't have preferred, but I guess like it makes sense given like, hey, a lot of time has passed, is Ben with a beard. I've never seen Ben Grimm with a beard. It
Me
looks
neither.
really strange. But hey, he wants to rock it. Good on him. It helps him talk to Rosalind a little better. That was nice. They had their small moments. I wish we had just a little more of that, but that was fine. Um, that's also another thing. I wish I had more of those little moments too. But yeah. Going back to more things I think we really loved. Anthony, what do we have to say about this outing from our goat, our modern day goat of movie and cinematic scores?
Michael Giacchino did it again. He
That
did it again.
boy does
The
not
score was
miss.
great.
Even
Yeah.
when the movie itself is bad, the score does not miss. So good.
Yeah,
This, like,
there were a few times where they were essentially just like montages, or like the scene was quiet and it was just the music, and just reminded me of Lost, because Lost has a lot of moments like that, where they had so many moments in the show like that, where the showrunners would have in the script, when they would have a montage, the script would just say cue the Giacchino. And so it
exactly.
would be like the Giacchino music would play during the sequence of like the characters doing this when there's no dialogue. So, and this movie had like 2 or 3 of those, and I was like, nice, this is so cool. And the music during the escape sequence in space made, added to that scene being very tense. Um, Also reminded me a little bit of Lost. Was like, heard some of that
Like the
crazy
string stuff.
strings. Yeah, the
Yeah.
crazy strings that he would use for Lost, to ramp up the tension. And then of course the main theme. The main theme is so good.
The main theme is so good. Yeah.
Hmm.
Like I like it, that if you need to like again, like I listened to First Q like before the movie came out, and I was just like, man, I can do anything. Like it's perfect. And then like to hear that that's the C, like for like the introduction of each of them, I was like, I thought to myself, okay, yeah, that this is perfect. I know he was scared to kind of like do the like not scared, but he had some trepidation because he had done The Incredibles, and it's like, man, like how do I go and do the Fantastic Four? So whatever conversations or stuff he had with Matt Shackman and realizing the aesthetic, he nailed it, 100% nailed it. Like the music sounds just like if you ever watched, like, I don't know, like whenever you watch like a commercial for some new fandangled piece of technology or appliance from the 60s, it was like those little moments, like the little like the chorus, and then the like pizzicato, like strings plucking, like that's so cool. Like I love that stuff.
And I'm sure it was purposeful, but a lot of it is like based on like 4 notes, like a lot of like 4 notes going back to back, back to back. And of course, when they actually say Fantastic Four, it's like 4 syllables and 4 notes. Um, but yeah, it's very well done. Dare I say, fantastic.
It's absolutely fantastic. It's
Wait,
astonishing.
um, but what else was I gonna say? I forgot what I was gonna say. Anyways, what did you guys think about the music, Zach and Danny?
I mean, ever since they even released like the main theme a couple months ago, it's been great. And then seeing it in the context of the movie, like just with the vibe and like the retro future, like everything just fits together so well.
Yeah, but you know what Giacchino didn't do? The music for the post-credit sequence.
No, it was Alan Silvestri.
Yeah, that led right into, the kind of like the big hype everybody was looking for. So yeah, the whole plot twist at the end is, or not plot twist, but main plot at the end is that Franklin is busted. Like he's got super godlike cosmic power as well. That's why Galactus wanted him so much, because it's like, the kid brought his mom back from basically death. And it was pretty ballsy to do all right, was it 5 years or 4 year jump? It was
There's
a
a
5 year
4 year
jump.
jump.
There's another 4 year jump. Sorry. So, like another 4 year jump. Now the kid is like 4 years old and is a mini genius. Kind of like, we kind of expected him to be a mini genius too, being, Reed's son, but having, crazy powers like his mom. But yeah, like this I don't know if I do this justice, but we kind of get it set up. Herbie's with Sue, and Sue's trying to pick up, so one of his favorite books. Let's get one of these. It's like, no, it's not the, Origin of Species or any other seminal scientific reading. It's like a fun little like kids book. I was like, good for him. Like he's still being a kid. But then like, she hears like it was just like a thud, right? Or like some other type of like noise.
No, it's like a swoosh, just like a ooh, like someone came through something.
All right, he teleported for sure.
Yeah, I'm sure
Okay.
he teleported there and it made a noise.
I
I
yeah,
don't
and
I don't know if we had mentioned, but I think like, and this ties in with the post credit scene because you see it. Sue's power, like the effect that they chose, like that, like I don't know,
distortion of light. Yeah.
distortion of light. Like it looks really cool how they did it.
You get
Yeah,
like
and like
the some rainbow colors around
Well,
like
Yeah,
the. Mhm.
it's from what I understand, from what I read like months before the movie came out, is that it's more accurate to what her comics are like, which is like it's like light based kind of like invisibility, like where like she's refracting or reflecting light
yeah, she
rather
creates a
than
force
just like
field
forcing
to
something to
refract the
be,
light. Yeah.
yeah, rather than it being something that she can just make invisible because invisibility or for the sake of invisibility, but like actual bending of light is what is what she does.
and just gives it a cool like effect on screen instead of just invisible. So
Yeah.
it works both ways.
Yeah, I appreciate it and like that as well. I thought that was really cool. Again, like I think like Sue is like the like Vanessa Kirby did a really good job with this stuff. Yeah, a lot of her shooting is probably like her like waving her hands or putting her hands up. It's like, but I'm glad like to see it. It came out looking really good. But yeah, going back to the post credits, like yeah, like who's Franklin playing around with without a mask?
Some
Uh,
person in a green hood.
and a green cape. And maybe I think a helmet. No, like no, not a helmet. He
It's
had
the Green Arrow,
Yeah.
guys. It's the Green Arrow.
ah,
Yes.
of course.
Yeah.
No, it's the
Obviously,
Wrong universe.
Spectre.
Wrong
Of course.
universe.
it's the crossover we've been waiting for since the comics in the 90s.
He's telling Franklin that he failed the city. That's what he's
Yeah.
saying.
You have failed this planet. You have
Now
failed
Franklin,
this
go do
universe.
salmon ladders. No, so yeah, like it's obvious. I know like some people in the theater were like huh, like a lot of people knew, but like I think some people would be like, well, who's this? Like it's none other than Doctor Doom. That's our guy Robert Downey Jr. coming right back. But what's wild is that Franklin's touching his face without the mask on. I'm wondering if it's he has the scars or whatever happened, and if this is a Doom that has actually had interactions with this Reed Richards, because if not, like, because like Anthony said, like it sounded like he came through something. Like Doom is known to do that stuff, like in general, but it could be Doctor Doom from another universe. But
I I
it could be.
think that he is from that universe because um I think Sue knew who that like she knew who that was. Otherwise she would have just like blasted that person. But like
Yeah,
there was like a hesitation and then the scene stops. So I
yeah,
think
because she's
she
like, I'm
sort
not
of
gonna
I think she knew
bust
who it
him out.
was.
Yeah, so like that's a good call because she wasn't immediately like she didn't look. I was like, what? I was like, who are you? More just like it's more like a it's you kind of like face.
Like it's
But
very
she's
possible that exact scene is gonna be in Doomsday, and then like rather than it cutting, it might be her saying like, "Victor, what are you doing here?" And
or
then he
like now you show
turns.
your face, Victor. Yeah.
Yeah, like, but yeah, it was just like a little strange that like she kind of paused and like nothing happened,
I
and
hope.
also the
Yeah.
fact that Franklin sort of knows him, so maybe like at some point in these 4 years they got together, like he visited the family, so so Franklin would probably know who that is.
Or yeah, or
Or
it's like
Franklin's
Franklin's
just
like,
that
well, look at your
smart and he's
face.
like,
Yeah.
oh, you're also a smart person, let me let's exchange powers or something like that, I don't know.
Or ideas because we're gonna
Yeah.
talk. Yeah, especially it's like the same thing because when Galactus was like figuring out like, oh look, you have a baby. He's hiding stuff from you. I was like, what do you mean, dude? Like, what do you mean he's
He
hiding?
has the power cosmic. I'm like, oh,
And I was
nice.
like, hell yeah. I love that they literally mention it as the power cosmic. Like that is straight from the comics. It's supposed to sound goofy, but don't ask questions.
But not when it
I think
comes
it
from
sounds
Galactus's
badass. Would
mouth.
mean
Yeah.
goofy.
When Galactus says it,
Yeah.
it sounds cool.
It's Ralph again, Ralph Innocent. Like I've seen some interviews with Ralph Innocent talking about like, yeah, like I had to like do some mo capture, but like he's like actually finally seeing it in action while he's doing ADR for the film. He was blown away. he's like, damn, I am huge. That's awesome. So like if you
I,
see like the concept art too, like he looks dope.
I want to see behind the scenes of the end sequence because I heard that they did a lot of miniatures in this movie. So I wonder if they just mocapped him and he was actually like walking around in like a model city.
It sounds like he
And if he
it sounds like
was,
he
then
did.
that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I've heard that that's what happened. Like, because he did have to like move around and do some stuff. Yeah, it wasn't like he was like mostly away from people, but like doing his own thing. But yeah, that's what was happening. That's pretty damn cool. But I think like general excitement. I think like a lot of people like are excitement, but also like it left us really hanging for that post credit scene. But
It just feels like there's so much like it's weird that the next movie obviously then is Spider-Man and then it leads to Doomsday, but it feels like this is the only thing leading up to Doomsday is kind of what it feels like. I know there's some of the other ones like Thunderbolts and maybe Captain America and some other ones, but like the first like reference ish to Doom was this one, so I don't know.
yeah, I
Part of
mean like
me, part of me almost feels like they shouldn't have revealed that Robert Downey Jr. is going to be Doctor Doom.
but no, but yeah, I
Because
would have liked that honestly, but then
so
people would have
it's
been
been a year.
confused.
Well, no, it's been a year. So like last year, they had announced Doomsday and that Doom was the bad guy, and they could have just left it at that. And then so if we just knew that and then saw this post credits, we'd be like, okay, there it is. And then they didn't show who it was, then we'd be like, oh my god, we still don't know who it is. And there
Well,
would be
imagine if they would have.
more of an anticipation of like, who is it? Like who's gonna be Doctor Doom? But it's like we already know.
I
So
blame
Or
the
them,
Hollywood trades.
yeah. So it's like them not showing his face. It's like not I know not everybody knows, but a lot of people know. So it's not really a secret. I don't know why
I
you're keeping his
kind of
face a
silly,
secret.
probably.
it would have been cooler if they would have announced like Robert Downey Jr. as Doom in this post credit scene and not in that announcement a year ago.
Yeah, but then you'd have to like show his face. But then if again, like it would probably give away a lot of what they want to do with Doom. It's like, is he, like again, like I think there's a lot that we don't know, and I wish we knew more.
Yeah.
But it's just kind of like that's what we're stuck with right now.
I like what Danny said. If we didn't know about it, and then they chose this movie to show his face, I don't think we would know anything. We'd be like, "Wait, what?" And then it would be like a year and a half of us wondering, "How is this even happening? Like, how is this work?" I mean, we're still questioning it, and we know who that he is playing him, but like, it would be like even more anticipation, and it might even make like more people want to see Doomsday because of just like, oh, we need to find out like how this is even a thing. I'm sure people are still gonna go see it. I'm sure this movie's still gonna make tons of money, but um,
Also,
I
I
just feel
feel
like in
like
the past, like scenes like that would have had more of a pop because we didn't already know that from the get go.
also in when they did the announcement, that like 7 hour teaser showing
Oh my
like
All the
god!
chairs.
all
Oh
yeah,
my
the
god!
chairs with all the people confirmed to be in the movie. I feel
Mhm.
like that's also kind of hurt them with Thunderbolts and this one because you kind of already know no one dies, obviously, or like obviously Sue's not gonna die, but it feels like that kind of
Kind of cheapens
like
the impact of what's happening in the moment. Yeah, I agree.
for
Yeah,
both
Because it's
like
and
just
in
we're
Thunderbolts.
looking too
yeah,
far ahead. Let's just actually
yeah, like
focus on what's happening in front of you. Yeah, I agree.
I knew that she wasn't dead, and I knew
Yeah.
that the main Thunderbolts weren't gonna die. So it's just like they're showing you this
Well,
moment near the end of the movie, and then you're like, oh man, maybe at least one of them will die. And it's like, well, now I
well,
know none of them will because they're on the chair. They
well,
have
no,
a
you
chair.
knew one of them was gonna die because they weren't
Yeah,
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
but
yeah,
I
chair.
yeah.
think everybody knew. I think everybody knew that when they only
I
had
feel
that character in like a millisecond in the trailers. It's like, okay, she's probably
I
not in
feel
there for that long.
like Marvel used to be really good at like keeping things from fans. Like for the Endgame trailer, they only really showed things from the trailer, or things in the trailer that were from the first like half hour of the movie. Whereas all the rest of the 3 hours of the movie, we didn't know anything about. And then when it came to like revealing characters or cast members or things like that for future projects, they would wait until after certain movies came out, to kind of not reveal too much. Which is now I feel like they're one, they did the whole Robert Downey Jr. thing to kind of save their asses. To like, okay, look, we've been losing a lot of money. Here's an actor that you guys love so much, who played a character that you love so much. We're gonna bring him back as a villain now. Come and spend your money to watch this movie and help us make $2 billion. And then also revealing the cast, kind of the same thing. Like, look, here are all the characters, all the actors that are going to show up in this movie. So even if the movie hasn't come out yet, you know that they live. It's so weird. It's really weird. I don't know why they would do it this way. That's one of my biggest criticisms of Marvel. Recently, yeah, like some of their movies and shows are, not up to par, but
It
I
just
feel
feels
like
like they're kind of like reacting instead of just like taking control of what they want to do.
And
It's kind of more just
supposedly,
like, go ahead.
no, that supposedly there's also like a whole nother set of chairs for like the second set of people that are going to be in this movie that we haven't seen yet.
Probably
Yeah,
as we
that's
get
nuts.
closer, maybe before a trailer or I don't know, maybe before Christmas.
Yeah, because it's now like it's what, like Christmas of 2026 or like
Yeah.
December
So
2026. Yeah.
Oh, we still have to go through Spider-Man
Is that even
first
Spider-Man,
filming right now?
in
yeah,
July.
Spider-Man comes out in July next year,
Okay, got
and
it.
I'm pretty sure that we're gonna see the first trailer of Doomsday, either
Avatar,
Avatar or Super Bowl.
Super Bowl might work.
I think more so next year, not this year. Just because it's in December.
Yeah, I know, but that's probably just how much confidence they have. Like, we'll
Yeah.
do what
Maybe a teaser.
what
I
Nolan is
need, yeah.
doing and
Look,
do it a year in advance.
all I need is Doom's like I like what the full costume. Like I need to see the helmet, to see the mask. I need to see the suit. Like I need to see like what the heck's going on with that. Like because for the most part, like all we've seen right now is just like I was in Comic Con, but then also in this post credit, like Robert Downey Jr. like in the cloak with a hood, and then like just hanging out with Franklin. Like that's it. Like we don't have enough. Like I want to see it. I want to know like see if like whether we're going the right way or not. And no, I have not looked at the leaked images, so you know,
What
I'm
leak
gonna have to wait and
images?
see.
The
Aren't there like
concept art?
leaked concept art?
It's concept art, so it could not end up being true, but it could also be true. So
I just want it to look like that new
I've seen
fighting
them.
game that's coming out. That's
I've seen them,
Arc System is doing.
and if there's one particular one of just like him on a throne, and if that's how he looks like, then it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah,
I'll just
like
say that. I'll just say that.
if he looks like in the again that fighting game coming out next year that the guys who do Guilty Gear make. If he looks kind of like that's dope. Like then we got it. We are good. Which I
Well,
think
one thing
there
I
was
want
like
to add, when it comes to when you guys were talking about the trailer part, like I don't expect to see anything for probably at least a year. Like we might get a little teaser, like maybe it's like some
Right.
voiceover stuff
or like a
with.
variety magazine issue probably.
No. I mean, like in terms of like something in terms of like promotional material or like a teaser. I think we're gonna get a teaser first from just anything about this movie. It's gonna be it's gonna be a teaser. It might come out with Avatar, but
Yeah,
I feel like it's gonna be like a 30-second thing where it's just like a
right.
dark screen with like you hear the voices of like characters like Thor and maybe some of the Guardians or X-Men characters or whatever, right? And then we get like the logo for the movie, probably, right? I feel like we're not getting a full trailer until probably I would say maybe after Spider-Man, or maybe like kind of like what they did with I forget which movie, where they had like the Doctor Strange trailer.
That was after No Way Home.
It was No Way Home. So
Yeah,
get like a little
part
trailer
of the
like
end
that.
part, like the end credits of No Way Home was the trailer for Doctor Strange.
That was the
Yeah.
post credit scene. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
So
they might do that, I guess.
maybe they do that as a full trailer after Brand New Day.
They could, because I mean, I think Spider-Man is coming out at the very end of July. So
July 31st.
right. So if they do that, then they really only have like what, 5 months before the movie comes out. So there might be like trailer number 1 before that.
But they might do a trailer before that just to hype up everyone and
Right. That's
like
what I'm saying.
during that
Like
time to then also go see Spider-Man.
what Zach is saying.
There's also
like,
a Comic-Con that happens before that, so you know.
right. Oh yeah, next year's Comic-Con, I'm sure they're gonna go and be like, and Comic-Con is what? It's gonna be a few weeks before Spider-Man.
It's usually 2
Might
weeks.
be like, yeah, it might be like 2 weeks before Spider-Man. So yeah, we might get it then.
But
And
also remember, like last year, for Deadpool and Wolverine,
then,
the first trailer for Deadpool came out on Super Bowl, and then the movie came out in, I think,
July.
July. So maybe Spider-Man gets the Super Bowl one, and then maybe a little bit further out, like May or something, you get some little teaser for Doomsday.
And kind of like what Zach was saying, like, so Avatar is, I think, exactly a year, or like a day or two, like a year from Doomsday. So we could get
So at the same
a
time as
30-second to
Civil
a
War.
minute teaser trailer of Doomsday during Avatar. And and that's probably the smartest thing, because everyone's gonna watch Avatar. So wouldn't you want everyone to see your trailer for your big movie the following year?
Well, also, look, we already got a trailer for Odyssey.
Yeah.
So
And that
maybe
that was
Yeah.
it was a teaser, but it was like it was longer than 30 seconds. So yeah, we could get something like that, where it's maybe like a minute or so trailer in front of Avatar. And by that point they would be I think they would be very far along in the process, if not already done filming.
and on to the next.
And on to the next. Exactly.
I don't know if did they say that they were gonna film both Doomsday and Secret Wars back to back?
I mean, they kind of have to, because Secret Wars is coming out December the following year, so not
Okay,
much
so they might be
time in
doing that.
between.
Yeah, so it's very possible that by the time Avatar comes out, they're probably already working on Secret Wars. So I'm sure they already have footage to be able to make a trailer this December for Doomsday.
Yeah, they'll have enough stuff.
Yeah.
Oh wait, like they've given us enough. But in the meantime, it's safe to say like this shot for with Fantastic Four, these first steps, if you will, I think are a confident way to kind of get back to some of the good fun magic, and brightness into some of the superhero stuff going on. So it's been a fun summer so far. So hopefully our next episode we can kind of recap some of the others that we didn't get a chance to devote to like an entire episode for. Kind of like cap off summer of 2025 on a fun mixed grab bag note. But if you liked this episode, if you also thought this movie was indeed fantastic, go ahead and share what you thought on our socials. Definitely, if you like this episode, like and subscribe. Let us know if there's more of this we want to do. But until then, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. You guys take care.
Later.
Later.
Bye-bye.